developing a business plan. What is our idea? Well, we use this concept of business plan to organize courses in management that we offer for biosciences and bioengineers and biological sciences. So for students that don't have a background in economics, so for students that are more concerned on eventually on applications and less concerned on economics or other management tools. So we decided some time ago to organize the module around this business plan concept, because it's a concept that obliges students to think on a product or on a technology, and think on their properties, or what they can, how it can be useful for people, or for the markets, or for companies. So they have to try to approach or to reach or to balance knowledge concerning their area of competencies, and approaching that to the market, so the consumers, the companies, and also they have to integrate the information in a way that is in some way convincing. So in the convincing way. So they have to structure a plan where they say what they want to produce, what that could cost, what are the target segments, what are the customers, and how much they are able maybe to sell, and they try to reach an integrated approach, including some economics of the operations and of the production and of the distribution and of the marketing and so on. But in some way is an approach that we believe is an integrative approach between knowledge concerned this general bioproducts area and contents in economics. And for that we use kind of a template, and we use also a tool that is an Excel simulator that we did translate to English for in this Abionet context. And this is a tool that there's many tools to develop business plans in the world. Some very nice tools, very graphic and very you have to pay. We use a tool that is a simple tool, but is we don't have costs with using it. So so let me go in a more structured way. So we use this this idea of developing a business plan that could be not a business plan, but could be a a business case. Sometimes we use this word. I most of the times prefer business project, because business plan is a more is a terminology more more used in a financial area, and it intends a quite well developed business document. But anyway, we can keep the name business plan. So we use in different degrees. We use as a tool to develop competencies in business and management and the entrepreneurship in a way that we could integrate those competencies in the competencies the students already have in their area of in their background area. We use it to raise awareness about the world of enterprises and the world of industry. So they have to think about business models, they have to think about the operations, they have to think about production, they have to think about distribution, they have to think about markets and consumers. So as I was telling you, it integrates knowledge from different areas. We believe is relevant. So is no more, the outcome is no more than a business perspective for the exploitation of a new product or a service or a new technology or an improvement. So is just a business perspective. Is not. We could maybe have different business plans for a certain business. So a business plan or a business case is an argument or a set of arguments that students have to develop to support a business idea. It's more or less this. So saying this, if you want if you look to different definitions, maybe you will see definitions as a written document that describes in detail how a business is going to achieve its goals. So a business plan should show the viewpoint in terms of operational, financial, and marketing issues. Business plans are important to attract investment. Yes, maybe it's also relevant to say that business plans can be used, and we also try to sell a bit this. Can be used to attract investors, can be used to support decisions of going or not going for a certain investment. Could be the basis for a new company, could be the basis for a startup, for a new business, could be a basis for deciding to improve an existing company or to improve an existing operation. So when we have a good context, I will speak about that in the next opportunity. We try to organize a kind of competition between business plans and between groups that did organize different business plans, and they pitch their business plan, they present the business plans to an audience that we pick from investors or from entrepreneurs or from companies or from industry in general. And we in the end of the module, we have the students presenting the final work, not only to teaching staff, but also to inviters, and we try to have a kind of competition with a prize or sometimes a prize money, to try to simulate a bit what could be a role for a business plan. Well, so this is our perspective of use of a business plan. So it's not essentially a very much an approach very much based on contents on economics. So we give the key concepts that are needed to fill in, to develop the business plan, to face the tool, the template, the Excel system. But we don't, in the end, we don't expect a perfect document in economic terms. We expect a blend of contents from economics and from the background areas of the students. So yes, we did also already speak for what could be used in this plan. Some just before showing you the tool, let me in a brief show you some key elements of a business plan, so I can give you the feeling of the work that we try to involve the students. So yes, there's an executive summary that they have to, in the end, they have to write down a one-page summary of the document. So there's content about the product or the service the students wants to plan as a business. So in that way, they have to understand how it is produced, or also what are some of the key manufacturing processes, if there are patents associated, if it's proprietary technology, if there's some information that comes out of research and development that should be included. So there's some opportunity to describe what is the product and the service, or the service. There's some information about the market. So students have to understand what would be the key consumers or the key customers for them. So if it's a business to consumer, or if it's a business to business idea, so they could need to do some market analysis, some marketing strategy. There's some tools that we try to propose to them. So there's a SWOT analysis, there's a functional analysis that we can include in the work. I will show you. There's a space for a business strategist to develop a business strategy in the way that we also have a webinar on business strategy. So the work that we can do in terms of customers, what are the channels that I will use to reach my customers, what is my partners, etc. So the business strategy is certainly a key element. Is a work that has to be done apart, but should be integrated in a business plan. So there's also some areas for some sheets, some areas to integrate financial issues. So costs of everything. So some are a bit detailed, but is a way to put students facing what are the cost to produce something, what is the cost to pay to people, what is the cost to pay for ingredients, what is the cost to pay for money. So there's different types of costs that the template asks for the students to look for and to think about and to fill in the end. So the tool will end up with not only with the budget, maybe it's not the best thing, is not only related to the budget, but also budget and different financial statements, financial pieces, status statements. Well, I will find financial pieces. I will find a better name for this, sorry, but in the end, we will end up from the system with the kind of documents that you will face if you look to the accountability of companies. So if you look to the terms, the financial terms that in the end of a fiscal year a company has to organize in financial terms. So we will achieve that level of structure and that level of presentation of data. So we will have some comparables terms, some comparable terms in financial issues. So let me show you what maybe the tool. So the tool is this one. So is an Excel structure. So with different sheets, as you can see. Okay. So the first is around, this is about some rules that students should follow, or anyone should follow to face this simulator. There's some personal information, not too relevant, but maybe interesting to identification of the students, or to specifying them the main area of activity for the course, for the business. Maybe the profiles of the different promoters. So what is the experience, main motivation? So things that are weaknesses and strengths of the promoters. So some more personal information about the group that will develop this business plan exercise. So the company, what is the legal form that the company will have? This could be not so much relevant, but anyway, if it's an individual freelancer business, if it is a limited company, if it is a cooperative, so different types to organize a company. it depends a bit on different countries. It's true. Sometimes the location could be relevant. So where should be located that business could be relevant. Other times it's not relevant. So location is an issue. So then they start asking information about the business presentation. So here you maybe already could have the work done in terms of some business strategy. So if you organize an exercise about business strategy, maybe is the best answer here is start by the business canvas model. Maybe this could be the better recommendation for starting here. So anyway, you see, is a more, we start with location business. We start with some more qualitative aspects of what is the business that I'm thinking about it. So so in this moment, we recommend that students before filling in this part, they should work aside on a business strategy using, for instance, the business canvas model. So this is for business strategy. Okay. So and a lot of information will appear. So about what is the business, so what is the product, what is the service, and then next sheet, what is the market. Here we can have information about information that we can eventually also get from the business strategy. But you see, consumers, so consumers information about what are the consumers. So this is a kind of segmentation, is exercise of segmentation. So it will also come out of a business strategy exercise. So of course we can also ask for other work that could be relevant for any of those topics, but some efforts concerning market analysis that you can also try to see what are some definitions. So by market research, what you can understand as market research. By customers, what should, or consumers, what should you understand about the consumers? So the system also have some helps, some contributions to key definitions that could help students to understand where they are. But also here, maybe you can say that you should start by a kind of a pestle analysis. A pestle analysis is, you know, is a kind of market analysis where you try to pestle is maybe the name for political, the P, political, environmental, societal, technology, forces. So it's a kind of analysis, legal. So it's a five factor dimensions where we can ask the students, or we can organize settings for promoting the thinking about what is the role of different possibilities that could appear, and in terms of political issues, legal issues, environmental issues that could influence the development of our business. So during the development of the business plan, we can ask the students different additional exercises that they can do by side and then bring to the business plan. Look, also competition is an area where we can also have some exercises that can be done with other tools, but we have here a sheet to structure or to condensate what are the competitors. Please identify, is the question, please identify what are your main competitors, and for the competitors, try to identify if they are better or worse than you in a certain level of dimensions. So in terms of price, they are better than you. In terms of prestige, in terms of quality of products, less or stronger than you. So and why? So this is a summary of what is the competitions, what is the competition for your product or your service. But you can also give to the students additional work so they could think about competition using additional tools to think about competitors. So I'm thinking there are tools like the five forces from Michael Porter. Maybe is a tool that can allow students to structure the thinking about competition. So we can give additional exercises to complete this business plan effort. And we are still in a qualitative area. So what is the business? What is the market? What is the competitors? What are the competitors? What are the suppliers? Okay, what are the suppliers? The suppliers of key materials, key ingredients, key machines, well, different key suppliers. So, and what is your marketing? What is your marketing perspective? So, how do you plan to place your product in the market? So, at what cost? At what cost and price are you able to work? What are the specifications of the product that you plan to sell? So there's different elements about where are you going to distribute, and what is the promotion that you are planning? Is a promotion in wide TV spots, or is a promotion in your local conditions? So this is options that you have to select for promotion. And then the more strong part, or the more quantitative, is better to say like that. The more quantitative, or the quantitative part the business plan starts here with different maps that we should fill in. So this first sheet is about the assumptions concerning what are the year where we are in 2020, or we are in 2021. So if we decide we change, there's different other assumptions like VAT rates, like the fees that you have to pay to Social Security, the fees you have to pay to IRS, IRC in this for the company. So issues about short-term loans or short-term or long-term loans if they are needed. So, but this is something that is specific for each country, is specific for each society. But usually we propose to the students not to touch in this. This is roughly a standard set of assumptions. So we can move forward to what are the more the more relevant quantitative sheets, and the first one is concerning sales. So you have a product A in the market, you have to answer to at least 2 questions. So in the first year, you plan to sell how many units? 100 units. You plan to, and at what price? At 10 euros. So this is the kind of guesses that students have to make the better decisions to support this kind of cases. What is the price of my product? How many products I will sell in the first year? And this will give a product, will give overall sales per year. So maybe this is a small number. We will come back later and we put 10,000. I believe we can sell 10,000 units at 10 euros. Okay, and then we believe in the second year, we believe the price will remain the same, but we believe we will be able to double the number of sales. Okay, this is the kind of decisions that they have to be prepared to take and to support them when presenting the business plan. They have to be able to support those simple decisions that are the better estimation of units sold and at what price in each year for the next 5 years. Well, could be 6, but at least 5 years. Okay, 5 years estimation. So estimated is something that is usually not too comfortable for students. So estimation is something that usually gives some effort to give confidence for students to be able to estimate. But of course, it depends also on the work, on the previous work they do about understanding the market, understanding the competitors. So if my product is better than, so maybe I can have a price that is high price than the competitor. So if they understand the market, if they understand what is the cost structure of producing their product. If they understand where they are, estimation will be easier. If they don't understand nothing, they just put the numbers. It it will maybe in the end it will be not too consistent. So this is a bit the exercise, and this is the first table with quantitative data. Actually, there are only in this model, in this simulator, there are only 4, 5, but maybe 4 more important tables to input data. And then the system will offer output data. Look, you have one main area of data, that is this related sales. How much we will expect to sell in each of the different years. There's another table concerning what will be the raw material and cost of the raw material that will be incorporated in the product. So, and this will be done by a simple percentage. So you estimate a simple percentage of what is the gross margin. So 50% is direct costs related to goods that will be incorporated in goods or materials that will be incorporated or consumed while producing bread, while producing milk. So it is 50% is 50%. So you have to have an idea about the costs of raw materials. Is important for students from a certain area. It's important they have a better understanding about what they are speaking when they are speaking about ingredients and products that will be used in the process of producing some product or service. So it's a second table. There's a third table that is concerned with the different services that could be needed, but this is a long table, but we have to pick, or the students have to pick only what are the key lines of course. For instance, advertising. Maybe advertising is important, and I will put a value in terms of advertising. I will spend 20,000 euros in advertising. Okay, but maybe security and surveillance maybe is not so relevant. Commissions, I will not pay commissions. I will have a shop, so commissions is not important. Maintenance, maybe I should put some number in maintenance, but it's a decision that I should put. Not maybe the first year I don't have costs in maintenance, but maybe in the second year. So decisions like that. So maybe tools, documentation, supplies, office supplies. This is maybe something that is not relevant. I let that at 0. So we have to decide. So this list is not a full list of every kind of services. Actually, there are always something like other services. You see, other services, and maybe there are other services that are not in this list. So we are not going to put costs in every one of those lines. If it's not relevant, litigation. Maybe it can happen, but it's not relevant. We put at 0. It's not too important insurance. We keep it 0. It's not important. It's not too important communications. We put at 0. So we have to decide. Or the students have to decide, and at least they have to face the issue. So advertising is important or is not important? How important it is? So they have to face those questions. So each line is a question actually, and this is a question the students should think about. So third, sales, raw materials, services. And then there's one other that is very important, that is salaries. So the costs with wages, with staff, the costs with staff. So how many staff we will need to develop my business, our business, what I will pay by each salary, and the system will offer me the costs, because everything that is in this gray area is not for me to write down, is a system that will offer as calculations. So so most, after saying how many people I need in each year and what is the cost of the people, how many, what is their salaries, how many they are and what is their salaries, the rest is calculated by the system. And maybe it could be not so important, working capital. So if there's a need to have some what they call cash safety amount, well, we can put 0, we can put some cash safety amount. Doesn't seem so relevant. Is more relevant a fifth template, that is the one related to investments. So you plan to invest in a producing plant. So maybe you have to make a list of the equipments. You need a building, you need land. No, but I need basic equipment. We need transport equipment. We need some administrative equipment. So maybe in another document, you have to list what are the needs in terms of investment for production, investment for distribution, investment for storage, investment for a sales office. So this depends on each situation, but what is investment usually should be important in any. So and after this, so after these 5, sorry, this is investment, we already mentioned, and then they start with calculations. So let me see, what is this? Financing. This is this is too easy. Is the student should mention where they will find the money. Is money that there will be an initial capital, so there will be people putting money for them to start the business. They will start the business going to a bank and ask for a loan. Well, they will have investors, so investors that will take part of the capital. So the easier answer is, well, we will have an initial capital. We will think how we will get this money, if it's our money, our friends, you know. So we can just say that the money will start to be money that comes from capital. But here there's a decision that could be made by the students, from where the initial capital will come. And then the rest is tables already produced by the system. So look, a profit and loss statement. This is this is the kind of document that you will see in any financial documentations from a company in the end of the year. So what is the EBITDA? You see, EBITDA, earnings before depreciations and financial and taxes, or what is the result before taxes, or what is the result in the period. So in the end, we will end up, as I've told you, with the financial pieces that are used to be seen in financial reports in the end of the year. So also projected cash flows and even some indicators or some the financial plan. Look, the balance sheet, that is also some that we are used to see in the end of the year, published for any company. What is the balance with what is the active list of the company, and what is equity in that year, and what is the passive. So the balance is also a strong document that we are used to see in financial reporting. But maybe what is more important for us is actually this PBL, this profit and losses that are being projected. This is probably the more interesting sheet. And there's some indicators that usually have some pedagogical interest. So things like what is the return on investment? So what is the return on investment that your business is offering to investors? So if I put 1,000 euros in your company, what will be the return on my investment in the first year, in the year 5, in the year 4? So indicators like this one. So what is the gross margin? Or also indicators that are more related to evaluation, things like what is the net present value? What is the payback period? So the company will pay back the investment in how many years? 3 years, 4 years. So those are indicators that usually are seen as quite interesting by the students. So payback period. So is a 3 years payback period interesting? Oh, is a 12 years payback period? Well, we will have to expect 12 years of operation until the investment is paid. So is a way to evaluate the investment. So in brief, this is a tool to develop a business plan. I will end up with maybe with an example of a business plan. Let me maybe show you, not in the then the report of the business plan could be presented. This is a technology for pasteurization that uses different technologies to approach pasteurization, and the business plan was part of a competition we were able to organize, and you see their summary. They include the identification of the problem, the opportunity, their technology, what is the product, what is the market, some industrial analysis about the production. So what are the competitors, some effort in terms of business strategy, and they end up with some of the calculations that I just present you. So they start, the summary is the final thing, but you see, this is a way of presenting the business plan as a report. Of course, we can just present or just submit the Excel file, but you can also produce a report based on the structure of the Excel file, the Excel template. So what is the technology? It includes HPT, you know, high pressure process. They also include some use of some materials of cold and of some materials that could be inhibitors of contaminated processes, I believe. So what is the product? So they have to decide what is the product. They have to decide what is the market, some estimations about the market, what are the infection they will, and so they will focus on poultry, on the poultry industry. So in the production of chickens for human consumption, and they will, in particular, will look to reduce Campylobacter infections or the possibility of infections by Campylobacter. So they decided to focus on this problem, let's say. So maybe the product. So they have an antimicrobial cocktail, they say, and an additional technology that will make sure the product is safe, something like that. So the industry map. So what are the different products they need, and how this have relations to other external environments. So in terms of regulation, European regulation, national regulation. So the competitors, they have competitors with other technologies. Look, you know, just the HPT normal. So the objective is not to try to look to this business plan in particular, but to show you a way of presenting a business plan in the way of a report. So you see a business model canvas as an attached, and I will show you another way that is simply using the template. So using this template that we were speaking about, and and they started identifying this. It's an example not so sophisticated, but by instance, in identifying competition, they did identify 2 competitors. They made an evaluation of those competitors. Let's see what they have done in terms of, let's say, in terms of salaries. they estimate how many, what are the numbers of staff they will need for 5-6 years, and what is the cost per year of that staff, and the system did calculate the totals. So they have some totals for costs of staff per year. So this is the kind of exercise, and the final business plan could be just produced in that way. There's another way, that is when students present the business case or the business plan in by instance a PowerPoint. Is the same business plan, but in a PowerPoint format, where they are showing what is the problem, the opportunity, what is the market for this product service they have, what are the technology they think they have and they are proposing, how they will develop, critical factors, a SWOT analysis, the business strategy, and so a simple 6-7 PowerPoint slides to present the business plan. So I hope this is what I have to tell you. I hope this could be of some use for you. I don't know if this is okay. I'm trying to open this, but from my side, this is okay. I don't know if there's some questions. Otherwise, I will say that from my side, this is what I pretend to propose to you. If you have some questions, please raise.
Eduardo?
Yes.
You have everything systemized as always. Thank you for important presentation. And I interest at the beginning the webinar you showed one form for the business plan for fill out the is it one of the existing form, or it is standard for all this form?
Is standard for every business plans we ask for the students, but
okay.
I have to tell you that actually maybe you are speaking about these elements, no? So Martin, so products and services, no? Marketing analysis, marketing strategy, business strategy. So that those are some key components of the business plan. I don't know if it's this, or if you are mentioned what are on the Excel file. So you see all those
what this form?
Yeah,
about
those forms. Yes, we offer to the students this, but without any kind of information. And each group of students will have the template, clean template to start working on that. Okay. So is a template for each group of students. But I have to mention that uh, there are not one template that is the perfect template for a business plan. I think if you look in the even in the internet or in any books about business plan, there are many templates, many possible templates. So I'm not saying that this is the best template that we can get, but is certainly a possible template, and for the purpose of having the students integrating uh, economic issues and content issues from their knowledge base. This is more than enough, and this is a simple way that does not complicate too much the economic side of the thinking, and allows the students to reach a level where the final product can be comparable to the market standards. Is a bit the challenge. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so yeah, it's the
Thank
same.
you.
It's the same template for each group of students. Absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm. Okay,
Um,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
um, yes. Uh, this template anyway will will be available either at the webinar set of contents, and will be also available for use in the modules. So some modules concerning uh, the business plan development. Uh, uh, this, this this template will be there also. Okay, so it's already there. So there's one course that one colleague is organizing in a degree. I think he's in Yerevan, not Yerevan University. He's in Yerevan, but he's in another university. I'm sorry, I'm not so sure about the name. And the course has a model that is called management of food industry. And what I did propose for management of food industry, well, is what we do with our students. Our students don't have a background in economics, so we cannot go and keep them too interested in things like the financial the financial things like the cash flow generation, what is the operation results, what is depreciation. Of course they have to understand what are the depreciation, but there's several issues that are not so interesting for them, and maybe they even don't have the basis to to understand and better integrate those contents. So using those simulators, we don't need to make or to have the students making the calculations. They have to understand the concept, but they don't have to make the calculation. Uh, Actually, the that that last concept of depreciation. Depreciation is a good example. You should have an idea of what is a depreciation of a tool or of a car. Well, a car, the official depreciation of a car is 4 years, and we can understand that this distribute the cost of the car by 4 years. This is one thing, is understanding the concept. Another thing is to calculate the depreciations in each moment and so on. So we don't need the students to be performers in terms of economic issues. We just need them to understand the key concepts and expect the simulator to calculate the corresponding concepts. So what I'm saying is that in that management of food industry, we propose that the students should have a topic of marketing or food marketing. They should have several other topics, but they could have a work and a final work that is based on organizing a company, organizing a new company, or organizing a company based on the structure of a business plan. So, and I believe this is something that could commit the students to the work and facilitate the understanding of those economic terms. Is our approach, and we are quite happy with this approach. Okay.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So if there's other questions, please.
So if there are no other questions, thank you very much.
Eduardo, thanks for interesting presentation. Could you please put this presentation in Google Drive?
Yes, I will give to Zoe, and she will organize. She will put everything. Actually, I will give you the contents of the previous webinar too, and she will put on Google Drive available for everybody. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there are
Thank you.
no questions,
Yes.
okay, we can end this meeting.
Okay. So
Thank you for
thank you.
participating.
And